Hi and welcome back to part 2, aka almost time for the big market. But before we get into the exciting part, I wanted to show you guys my newest addition to the catalog, which are buttons. I got the button machine a couple months ago, and I haven't touched it since the first day that I got it to test it out. And honestly, I'm excited to bring it back out and have the chance to use it again. But yeah, the first half of the video is just going to be me continuing to prep stuff for the market, and I'll check in with you guys back on the market day. So enjoy the video. Okay, so this is the part that you're probably looking forward to. The tables were set up right in front of the school's entrance, which is a pretty good location, I'll say, and we have a whole 8 feet table to ourselves. Here are some of the supplies that I brought with me. So we got a few bags that are made with wrapping paper, a pair of scissors and some tape just in case, and I made a list to keep track of my inventory. The market started at 12 and most of the people started to roll up around 2 or 3. I didn't film very much because I was pretty locked in when people started to come. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that the single stickers did pretty well. And my Froggy Pal sticker set also did well, which is expected since those are my best sellers. And also the bookmark version did pretty well too. Now one item that I was pretty surprised that did well was the B-grade buttons. I was really surprised that people didn't care about the little imperfections, but I guess that's a sign that don't throw away your B-grades because people will buy them, for a discounted price of course. But yeah, everything was going well until it rained. Pretty much everyone around me left when their table started to get wet and the floor was basically flooded. But according to the weather app, the rain was only supposed to last 15 to 20 minutes, so I decided to stay. And good thing I did because most people started to roll up again once the rain calmed down, and I made 3 extra sales. And since there was less people now, I decided to leave my booth and go get a free cotton candy. But yeah, aside from the rain cutting short the event, I'll say it was pretty successful. And I will talk about that right now. Okay, so aftermath of the event, I'm pretty sure most people want to know how much I made. So it was 300 in total, roughly 100 in cash and 200 in card. And this is why most people say bring some kind of electronic payment because you'll be missing a lot of sales if you don't. And you would think that a lot of people will bring like coins and stuff just to pay maybe $1 or two, but think wrong. Believe it or not, most of my card payments are maybe around $2, $3, $5. So this is your sign to set up some sort of card or electronic payment if you didn't have already. Also for the student vendor side of the event, it was pretty low-key. Everyone had like a wide variety of items. So you got prints, ceramics, drawings, paintings. The event kind of gave off more of a family event, so there was a lot of children, parents, and just people from the school too. I guess oddly but not too surprising either, my table attracted more kids and just family in general because of my style. I was chatting to one of the parents and they told me that the kids wanted to spend their own money on this event. So both of them ended up buying a couple of buttons, which I think is so cute. Same for another customer. A mother was looking through my stuff and she told me that she'll bring her kids over. And sure enough, a couple minutes later, she showed up with her family and told her kids to pick up a couple items. But yeah, I'll say that everyone that I noticed was really respectful of the prices that I said, and I even saw the original painting. Of course, there was a lot of people who pointed and said I was cute and walked away, but that is okay. I would say that one item that got a lot of attention but no sales was my capybara sticker set. I think from a personal perspective, capybaras became so big and people seeing another capybara item are just like, it's another day, another capybara item, nothing new. But I digress. One thing that I can think of that I want to do differently is have a no camera policy. Although of course I don't mind people taking pictures of my item, but just ask. I know most people don't really like to interact with the vendors, and this is the main reason why I have self-serve items. But I think it's definitely more respectful and easier to ask if they could take a picture instead of secretly taking the picture but not really secretive because I saw you. And really, if you ask, I really don't mind, because most of the time people will say, oh, can I take a picture of this? I want to send it to my friend. And normally I will say, okay. I never really mentioned it in the past, but the reason why I want to set this policy now is because in the past market, someone was asking about the fabric tote bags and I showed them the sample that I have. And they said something like, oh, cool, and started to take pictures without asking or my permission, if I may add. Put it back down and openly said, cool, this is going to be my new project, and walked away. Of course, other people probably have similar or worse experiences, but that interaction just kind of left me dumbfounded and also made me reconsider if I should have this policy for everyone. But yeah, back to this market, I'm glad that aside from the people who didn't ask, everyone was pretty respectful, and if you did ask for my permission to take pictures, I'm very thankful. And to end on a good note or a side note, since I forgot to mention it earlier, bring business cards. I know some people have like QR codes that they leave for people to scan, so they don't have to print like so many business cards. But personally, and I think most people too, love to have a little card, like a souvenir. My business cards have 5 designs, I know, 5 designs. But I noticed that people really like to just pick and choose, and it also made me realize which design people like better and which design they didn't like. And if I remember correctly, I think I had maybe 50 business cards, and what was left was maybe less than 10. But of course, it's up to you if you want to have physical cards or just a simple QR code for people to scan. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it here. If I forget something or if you have questions or want me to elaborate on something, feel free to let me know in the comments below and I will either answer it there or put it in future videos. As always, thank you for sticking until the end of the vlog. See you again in my next one and remember to stay hydrated. Bye!